Long story short, was fired because I use Linux. I work, or rather worked, at a large EU-based bank. It's a fucking Windows shitfest and no one can install any software because of security reasons. Yeah, right, then you probably should not use Windows in the first place. Anyway, using any other operating system is completely out of the question. I am, or rather was, somewhat of a star developer in the organization. Mainly because I was the best CSS engineer, but people also knew me as the Linux guy, or advocate son, whatever. I did take it upon me to educate and inform the other employees of how and why Linux is a better and more secure operating system. Anyway, a month ago or so, my manager comes to me and says that it looks like he got Linux approved for a POC phase and I was selected to be one of the first tryouts. He was really excited, I could tell, probably because I've been talking about and asking for approval to use Linux for the last 3 years. Naturally, I asked him how I was compensated for taking on this new massive task, and he said, "I thought you would like to work with Linux. Can you please just take the opportunity?" Alright, I said. We agreed that next week I could start setting it up as I would get the laptop in a week. Fast forward to Friday and he comes down to me with the laptop. I wondered where the flash drive was because how am I supposed to install Arch without it? Anyway, I open it up while he looks at me with excitement. I see Ubuntu is installed and booting. I instantly slams the laptop closed and says quietly, "I use Arch." He says, "What?" I yelled, "I use Arch, this is Ubuntu." He says, "What does that mean?" I just take the laptop and leaves for the day. Educate yourself and you would have known. Next week, he comes down to me and asks me why I have canceled all meetings and blocked my calendar for the next 2 weeks. I answered, "I am ricing. Even though you inconsiderate asshole gave me Ubuntu, I still need to rice. That takes hyper focus." How do you think I became the best CSS engineer? He looked confused. I bet the idiot didn't even know what rice is. He snapped, got very angry, and said something like he was the only person in this organization who actually had my back. Not because of my skills or knowledge, but because no one else wants to work with our CSS project. He asked me to leave immediately and that I was fired. So there it is. Can't even use Linux without getting fired. Why do these idiots care what OS I'm using? Don't you have better things to do?